Welcome to Football with Cheese. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. NFL Draft will be here before we know it. We did a video of Shedeur Sanders, one of the other top two quarterbacks for the draft. This one's going to be about Cam Ward. So make sure you are subscribed and enable alerts so you never miss a video. We're going to have a ton of draft breakdowns, lots of draft videos, especially the week of. So Cam Ward has a ton of experience. He is a 5-year starter at the collegiate level, 2 years at Incarnate Ward, hope I pronounced that correctly, 2 years at Washington State, and this past year at Miami. I'll be honest, he was not on my radar coming into the year. I have not watched Washington State play a game in years. But right away, he took college by storm. His strengths. He has an elite arm. Most quarterbacks do not have that kind of arm talent. He can make every single throw. He can fit any offensive scheme. He has a very quick release as well. Gets rid of the ball quick. Just a natural thrower. He throws a very pretty deep ball. And he has a very high ceiling. He's mobile. He's athletic. He's never going to lead the league in scrambling yards, but he can scramble. He had over 200 yards. I think he should scramble a little more than he does. Sometimes he has an opportunity to, and then we'll just chuck it downfield instead when he can have like 10, 12 yards out of bounds. Just he could run for 10, 12 yards. So I think he should scramble a little more, but he can do that. He is not afraid to throw into tight windows. He's very confident. He makes good pre-snap reads. Seems to read the defense very well. He pulled off some amazing comebacks. There were games where they were down by 2 scores, and he brought them all the way back. The game against Cal is the one I remember the most. And he's fairly accurate on the run. So Cam Ward has the tools. He's got all the tools to be a great quarterback in the NFL. But there are some concerns. His decision-making isn't always the best. He fumbled 8 times this past year. He needs to protect the ball much better. He threw 39 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. That sounds great. But there were at least 6 or 7 more that should have been intercepted that were dropped. So way too many turnover-worthy plays. Something like 21, 22 turnover-worthy plays. Turnover-worthy plays is basically you either fumble or you throw a ball that should have been intercepted or is intercepted. And that's just way too high a number. He's got a little Jameis Winston in him, in that he's almost overconfident, thinking he can make every throw when he should take the check down or throw it away. But I think he'll be better than Jameis Winston, because Jameis Winston's just a maniac. Jameis throws so many interceptions because he's just crazy. But Cam Ward's better at reading defenses and not quite as crazy as Jameis Winston. But he's got a little Jameis Winston in him. He's got to clean that up. The biggest concern with Ward is the Pop-Tarts Bowl against Iowa State. The Pop-Tarts Bowl. These bowls are so stupid. These names. In that first half, he was playing amazing. And he breaks the record for career Division I touchdown passes. And at halftime, he opted out. Once he broke that record, he opted out. Now, opting out of the game, I understand. If you're going to be drafted, you don't want to get hurt. That makes sense. But he didn't opt out of the game. He didn't tell his teammates 3 or 4 weeks before, I'm not going to play in the game. Let's get someone else ready. He quit on his team. I get it. You don't want to get hurt. But he did it just for the record. It just comes off very selfish. And that is the first question I'm going to ask him if I'm a general manager, if I'm a scout at the combine, at these pro days. I'm going to say, what happened? Why didn't you finish the game? Shedeur Sanders played the whole game for Colorado. So that's concerning. Is he a me first guy? Will he not be able to bring leadership? I don't know. I'm going to look more into it. But that is extremely concerning. I think he should have played the whole game. But just to opt out, it was just a very awkward situation. So we'll see how it goes. I think he's the best quarterback in this draft. I have him ahead of Shedeur Sanders because his ceiling is higher. He has a very high ceiling. He has a top 7, 8 ceiling. I don't say top 10. I talk about top 7, 8 because I think there's a little drop off after like the top 7, 8 guys. there's a big drop off. Then you get more game manager types, more inconsistent guys. He's got the ceiling to be that good, but he also I could see him busting. I could see him out of the league in 4 or 5 years because of the negatives I just went over. We'll see how it goes. We're going to have way more prospect videos coming. We're starting with quarterbacks. Everyone likes the quarterbacks. This quarterback class is so different from last year. Last year, there were 6 quarterback prospects that probably should have gone in the top 5, which is impossible. Most drafts, any of those 6 guys go in the top 5. You're just never going to have that many good quarterback prospects in one draft. And after Bo Nix went 12th, he was the 6th quarterback taken. No quarterback was drafted till the 5th round in Spencer Rattler. This draft is completely different. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are clearly the top 2 quarterbacks. None of them are the prospect that the top 6 were last year. None of them. I don't think there's a huge drop-off from like Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. to Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, but they would be the 7th and 8th quarterbacks on my board if they were in last year's draft. So that tells you what you need to know. But there's a lot of quarterbacks after these guys, and we'll go over them in a later video, that are a lot better than Spencer Rattler, who went in the 5th round last year. There's not going to be 4 rounds of no quarterbacks. I'll say this. This is a good backup quarterback draft. There's a lot of quarterbacks that project to be good backups. And there were almost none last year. It was 6 starters and guys that probably on your practice squad. There was no good backup quarterback types. And there's a bunch in this draft. So we'll go over more of that as we get closer. So if you've not subscribed already, go ahead and do so now. Turn on the notification bell. Like this video. Share it. Anyone who loves the draft, loves football, so we can grow the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.